welcome back. So this video is a real shorty. This is just, I'm a little OCD, I guess. It really bugs me that this feature, this scrolling thing, well, for some people it may have an issue, but also it's dependent upon how big somebody's screen is. So if you had somebody with an external monitor, like they keep it in portrait, your app's going to totally fail on them. I don't like it. So I want to just a backup plan in case the scrolling doesn't work with a more button down here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily just disable my scrolling trick, right? Just so that we can practice our backup plan and make sure that it works. So I'm going to temporarily comment out my scrolling trick. And so now if I reload it, now it just won't do anything when you get to the bottom of the page, right? So there's no way to scroll. All right, so let's go ahead and add kind of like a backup, an emergency backup, just a button there that says more on it, right? So here's just kind of some HTML that you can add. So this is a very simple pull right. So it's going to kind of be over on the right side. It's going to be a button. It's just going to say more on it. Put that after the table and table wrapper div in your HTML. So I'll find it with you. So if we go into our HTML, we've kind of got our container, which we want to be inside the container, our table wrapper, and our stripe table. If we go down here, we want to kind of go inside of the container, but after these other things. Great. So now we've got a button on here. So if we refresh it now, we can see that it says more right there. It looks like you could use a little more space there at the bottom. There's good ways to add spaces and there's quick ways to add spaces. I'm just going to be lazy. I'm just going to add a few BRs. Plenty of BRs. So if you refresh it now, you can see that it says more and it's just kind of up a little bit. Also, if you want to be really picky, it says more before this page loads. We could probably fix that too, but we're not worried about that just yet. All right, so you click more and nothing happens, but we want more to actually load more movie quotes. So we're just gonna, it's another button. We're just gonna enable this button inside of our JavaScript. So just go up to your enable buttons area. So here's delete quote. I'm just gonna put it right at the bottom. So if there is a next page token, then you just call list movie quotes again. And that's the same code that my scroll function implemented. So let's just go ahead and load things up here. So it says more. So you can see right now it's Dr. Strangelove. And then as soon as I clicked on the more button, you can see that more loaded. Cool. And so you could totally consider this like a finished API as well. So there's a more button here. The one thing that I don't like about it is that it says more when there are no more as well. We should fix that. So what we want to do is let's just go ahead and decide whether we're going to have the hidden class be on there or not, depending on whether our response has a next page token or not. So I'm going to go find the right spot inside my list method. Always takes a while to find things. All right, so here's list, here's next page token. So right here is where I'm going to decide to show the more button or not. So if I've got a next page token, meaning there are more, then remove hidden. Otherwise, add hidden and it won't be there. So let's go see if that looks good. All right, so now I can see that it's working fine and everything is great. And then at the bottom, it's not present. Also, if you wanted to, you can kind of see that there's a more button up at the top initially. So what you could do to fix the initial thing is you could just add the class. You can see there's kind of like a gap there. Add the class hidden right there. And so now it started off hidden, but it shows up later. Cool. And so what I want you to do to submit it is go ahead and have the more button be on there. But let's go ahead and also re-enable our scrolling. So we're kind of getting the best of both worlds. So we'll automatically scroll. But if something goes a little bit wrong, who knows what it could happen. It could be that maybe they delete a whole bunch of quotes. I guess that's another way we could have tested our more button. So if they refresh the page and they were delete, a whole bunch of these quotes. So just for giggles here, I deleted 20 quotes, right? And so if you were to delete enough, you eventually can't scroll anymore, right? and your only way out of the situation is the more button. All right, that was a little detail. Probably was not that important, but you can see that it's going to kind of like auto do it, but then it also has the more button, and we're all set. Cool, I consider this pretty good. So go ahead and deploy your work kind of for the final time. And then there's information about submitting it. Assuming you're taking this class for credit, you can go back over to the drive file over here for where to submit your work. All right, hopefully you learned a lot about endpoints in this process. Next time, what I'm going to have you do is a little lab. All right, we'll see you then when we talk about the lab. Bye.